Welcome into the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com. Tom Leach, along with Jim Goodman, back from vacation, director of mutuals and simulcasting. And we're going to take a look at the big Cowbred Day at Santa Anita. We'll give you the late pick four, as well as take a look at a couple of other stakes races. First, congrats to Team Exaggerator, a Keeneland sales grad, winner of the Preakness. And I got to crow a little bit, Jim. Hit both all stakes pick fours last weekend. So hopefully our listeners cashed in as well, and we'll see if we can keep the streak going this week. One of us will give him a winner. You and Katie Gensler crushed the Derby, so we've done well in the Triple Crown days so far.
We have. Maybe the secret is I'm out last week, and Jonathan, you just kicked Jonathan's, you know what, and maybe that's the key, that I wasn't there to compete with you, but that was nice picking an Exaggerator. He looked great. I mean, Nyquist ran himself into the ground, and the muddy track helped Exaggerator, and now Nyquist is out of the Belmont, so it's going to be interesting Belmont with some new shooters in there that really have a shot, I think. So it's going to be an interesting Belmont. No Triple Crown, but that's to be expected. It happened 37 years ago, so it's kind of unlikely that we were going to have it 2 years in a row.
Well, let's try to win a little money on the Saturday card out west at Santa Anita. Their fourth race is the Melair Stakes. 3-year-old fillies going a mile and a 16th. You got the one horse in there, Enola Gay, that's 2-5 on the morning line after a debut race in which she ran a 99 buyer, won by almost 17. I'm a little leery sometimes of these big figure one out winners. They can sometimes get a shock the next time out. What do you think about Enola Gay?
Yeah, I am too, but I don't see anything else in here that's going to shock her. I've tried to beat her because I agree with you that when you look at that easy a race and you just don't know what was in there. There were 9 fillies in there, but she won by 16. And she was kind of a well-kept secret. She was 4-1, so it's not like she was 2-5 in that race. So she didn't look that great on paper, but she certainly ran them off her feet. And that was at Santa Anita on April 10th. And I don't see anybody beating her here. The other horses are just, several notches below that. And I guess I would try to hook her up with perhaps the 6th horse, Shy Carmelita, who's D'Amato's other horse. So that might be another angle that you look at. Maybe he's got the big favorite in there, and he's going to sneak up with the 6-1 shot. Because she won by 4.5 last time out in an optional 20 at Santa Anita. But and first time against winners, it's always tough. So I would take Shy Carmelita below Enola Gray, but I think she's kind of got him over a barrel. The 3-horse Chicapoo exits a stakes win on the turf. And that's the other thing. A lot of these horses have turf form, but not dirt form. So I think Enola Gray is probably a pretty safe bet here if you want to try to win 80 cents for $2.
Yeah, I couldn't get past that one either. If you want to try to beat her, Shy Carmelita, I think, would be the one I would try as well. Horses that win in their first out, as she did, that often signals the horse that's got a good bit of talent. And so give her a look off that if you want to shop for a price. Otherwise, pass the race or just key the big favorite in multi-race wagers. Fund the turf. They're going a mile and an eighth, so it's a long one here. 3-year-olds, straight 3-year-olds here. I ended up trying Midnight Ming. His first turf race produced an 84 buyer, which is this horse's best. And then Bejarano signs on to ride for the first time. So big effort on the turf debut, gets a top jock. I'm going to try the 4 Midnight Ming, Tough It Out, and Gold Rush Dancer. Shorter prices are the ones I'd use with Midnight Ming. How about you?
Yeah, those 3 came out of the same race, and I think you look at value, and Bejarano is a big move up from Gonzalez on the back of Midnight Ming. Tough It Out and Gold Rush Dancer kind of split the last 2 races, and Gold Rush Dancer took to the turf a little bit better, so I would favor him. The horse that kind of intrigues me in here is Rollis. Doug O'Neill was admitted in the racing form that just was kind of just a shot in the dark here, trying to see if that Spiral stakes. He ran well on the Poly. He ran 5th, got beat by 3/4 of a length, and if he beats Oscar Nominated, he's probably gotten in a Derby because Oscar Nominated did. But he brought him back to Pat Day Mile, didn't run a step there, and so I don't know what they're doing with him, but if he runs back to the hopeful, he won a Grade 1 stakes at Saratoga last year. So if he transfers the synthetic over to the dirt, he's got a shot. So I might take a shot with Rollis beating the three horses that came out of the same race, but the others I would use below him. So Rollis, the one, would be my pick here just on a hunch.
There are two other stakes races left on this big Calbred day at Santa Anita, and one of them leads off the late pick 4, which we'll get into now. That's the Tisnow Stakes, a mile distance, 4-year-olds and up, so short run to that first turn. Who did you land on in the Tisnow?
Well, this is the start of the late pick 4, and the two horses that I like the best are Boozer, the 2, and Soyfet, the 6. But Ariane Bello, the 4, all came from Los Alamitos Stakes races on April 16th. Boozer's the most consistent, but Soyfet has a lot of back class, and I might go there just to chance on getting a better price. The other horse that you've got to throw in here is Song for John Michael, who comes off a really great effort, a 98 buyer for Dan Hendricks on April 2nd. Got beat in the Santana Mile at Santa Anita. Lost by 2.5 to Cat Burglar, but it was a really nice race. So I think those 4 horses would be the ones I used in the pick 4. Might go with Soyfet just on a back class, and thinking I might get a little better price than Boozer.
I'm going to take Song for John Michael. Maybe it's somebody that's a John Michael Montgomery fan. I don't know. But I liked the big race last time. I think a repeat of that certainly gives this one a big shot. And I like the 3 wins at Santa Anita as well. So Song for John Michael for me here, and I'll use him with Boozer and Avante Bello in exactas. 9th race is a maiden race. I used the 7 Texas Ransom and the 6 Monterey Shack for the pick 4 in here. How about you?
Yeah, I single 7 here. That was my single. I thought Texas Ransom was a standout here. He's run second the last 2 times out, and 2 times back, next time winners beat him. So Rocky Fuel beat him, and Bully Pulpit beat him. So that's a nice angle to come back, and he's run second twice in a row at this level, at 6 furlongs at Santa Anita. So I think he stretches out 6.5. He's got a real shot here. So I would single him in the pick 6. I really didn't. Or in the pick 4, I didn't really use anybody else. Monterey Shell for Bejarano and River Hoss would probably be my second and third picks.
10th race is Franz Valentine on the turf at a mile for 4-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. Who did you land on here?
I got 3 horses here, and Doug O'Neill in the same interview said that he thought that Smooth It, the 1 horse, was his best shot to win on California Day, and the horse didn't run very well last time out, but got a grade 2 in the Royal Heroine and grade 3 the last time out. The last time we ran at this level, she won a $100,000 stakes race at Santa Anita, 6.5 furlongs. Stretches out to a mile here, but I think that she's got a real shot. I would also use Birch Melody, the 6, and Velvet Mesquite, the 7. Basically, Brice Blanc, I love him on turf races out there, and Velvet Mesquite comes out of a grade 3 that she was competitive in, but Smooth It killed her 2 back Santa Anita coming down the hill. So this is the first time for Velvet Mesquite off the hill at a mile, so I would caution you there. Sometimes the horses don't transfer their form over there. So Birch Melody would be my second choice, but my first choice would be Doug O'Neill with Smooth It.
I'm going to take the 6 as my first choice here. I like the 3 wins on the turf course at Santa Anita, 2 for 2 at this mile distance, and coming off a new top buyer figure as well. So several things there for me to like on Birch Melody, but in the pick 4, I'm going to use 1, 6, 7, and 8. But in that race itself, Birch Melody is going to be the win pick. 11th race wraps up the pick 4, and didn't have a strong opinion there. I'm going to use horses that have shown speed, plus a first-time starter for Kristen Mulhall, who has had some success in this category with firsters. That's the 6, What a Storm Cat, I think it's 15-1. Otherwise, I like the 4, Emmy and I, the 7, Married to a Minister, and the 8, Don't Tell Judy. So 4, 6, 7, and 8 to end up the pick 4 on my ticket. How about you?
Yeah, I thought I found the sleeper there, and you picked out the same thing with Kristen Mulhall, first-time starter and maiden claimer. It's a tough race. I mean, they kind of did the stakes races strangely at Santa Anita, trying to take those 5 and 6 horse fields and move them up so they don't get the late pick 6 and they don't get the late pick 4. So it makes kind of a crapshoot here. On one ticket, I just said all here, but there are a couple horses here I don't think have a shot. So I would, if you're kind of trying to limit your ticket, I would use Married to Minister the 7, Don't Tell Judy the 8, Flaming Vixen the 2, Spread the Joy the 5, and What a Storm Kept the 6 in that order. So I will go 5 deep there. So my pick 4 ticket would be 2, 3, 4, 6, with 7, with 1, 6, 7, with 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not too bad a ticket. If you want to go all in the last race, I think that would be justifiable just in case you got something crazy.
Best of luck on your wagers on the Saturday card. And Churchill, they've got a couple of stakes races. If you're playing here in Kentucky, the Grade 3 Winning Colors, and earlier the Kirtana Stakes. The Winning Colors is part of the Twitter tourney this week. Katie Gensler and I did picks for that race on the video clip that gets sent out from Keeneland Select via Twitter. So make sure you're following Keeneland Select, or just go to the website. You can find it there, as well as the In the Money podcast and all the other handicapping features at KeenelandSelect.com. Good luck this weekend.